This seems absolutely perfect for the price. Hey there, it's Mr. Baldi here. Greetings from the French Riviera and welcome to today's Monaco video. Right off the bat, I should mention it's 16 degrees here in December. Incredible. What's on the agenda today? Sun, warm weather, relaxation, and food. We'll check out supermarket prices and real estate costs. We'll touch on some history too. Of course, there's the casino, and F1 fans won't be disappointed. I've booked a 35 square meters apartment with a huge terrace, sea and port views right in Monte Carlo, minutes from the casino. Best part, while not cheap, it won't break the bank. Yeah, check-in at our hotel is from 3 p.m. So let's check out another hotel in the meantime. This is the 5-star Hotel de Paris. Hotel de Paris is located right next to the casino here in Monte Carlo. Naturally, it's a 5-star hotel attracting high-end clientele. I was told that beyond this chain is private hotel property. I can film as I like, but must stay behind it. So let's continue. Where was I? Yes, this place caters to the wealthy and often celebrities. I'd say we all know this hotel from social media, those videos on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. You know, the ones where expensive cars pull up, guests in designer clothes and pricey handbags step out, doormen open car doors, all while Happy Nation by Ace of Base plays in the background. And yes, this is exactly where they filmed the Bond movie GoldenEye. I can totally picture Pierce Brosnan here. Good evening, Mr. Bond. Delighted to see you. How are you, Pierce? Very well, thank you. Remember Madagascar 3, where the penguins fly out of that Art Nouveau building in their van? That was filmed here too. This is the real-life inspiration for that scene. We're at the Hotel de Paris in Monaco, which opened in 1864. It's actually a Belle Epoque style building, not Art Nouveau, as I said earlier. My mistake. Anyway, it has 113 rooms, including suites and 3 restaurants. Interested in the prices at Hotel de Paris? The usual rate now, outside of peak season, is around €100. The lowest price I've found for a night for 2 with breakfast is €650. In season, you'll struggle to find anything under €2,000 per night for 2, breakfast included. Parking costs extra. For the prices I mentioned, you get the cheapest room with a courtyard view. Apparently, so there's the view of the patio, but I like to say that for €2,000, you get the cheapest room with a view of Douro. That sounds better, right? At the same time, on one side of the casino is the Hotel de Paris, so on the other side of the casino is the Café de Paris, somewhere there. The Café de Paris opened a few years after the hotel, and its current appearance is the result of a reconstruction from the late 20th century. And believe it or not, but the richest casino hotel visitors here drive cars like this, really. In France, and I'll relate it to Monaco, it's not true that if you have a super expensive car, you're super rich. It doesn't have to be like that. So now let's go to Café de Paris. Friends, I read the reviews, and in one of them it says the most expensive coffee pastry in my life, but it was worth it. So let's go. It is said that this place where we are sitting now is the best observation point for the arrival of hotel guests to the Hotel de Paris. Hotel de Paris. It would probably be correct, but I have the ball there. Santa is here between us and the hotel right now. or Santa Claus or whatever they have here. I've no idea how much it costs. We ordered 2 pasties, 2 coffees, and I also got a croissant or some pastry. The waiter wasn't sure if they had croissants. We didn't get a menu, so I'm clueless about the price. The waiter just took our order verbally. I hope it won't break the bank. Oh, and this morning Mira and I were in Saint-Tropez. They've just brought our pastis. To finish up, Mira, it's cooler here, right? A bit, yeah. For those who missed the previous Saint-Tropez episode, I decided to visit South France to see if it's worth it in December. If I drive in the morning and arrive by evening, is it better than Czech drizzle? Yes, it helps, but I'd prefer Saint-Tropez or Monaco. It's colder here, but still, it's much warmer here than back home. He gave me 2 Mr. O chocolates. Hope they're fresh. The bill's here, but I haven't looked yet. I'm curious how much we'll pay. He said he'll bring coffee soon. I think the hotel's chocolate this morning tasted a bit better. Look, no one's watching. I'll take a bite. Honestly, it's good, but I expected something otherworldly. That's the thing with expectations. If I got this chocolate in Czech Republic, I'd say it's great. Here, I expected more. What about the coffee? Seems normal. We got some snacks. Let's try the pastas now. I'll keep this as a souvenir. I'll just order a little. Wonder what their pastis is like. It's also strange, the bill came with the order. I'm afraid to flip it. Wait, 39 euro, not even 100 euro? I know in a normal restaurant, espresso, coffee with milk, and 2 pasties would be pricey, not counting these chocolate rolls. But honestly, I expected it to be much, much more expensive. 1 pastis is 13 euro, and espresso is 6 euro. I now know where to find the menu, the QR code's fading. Let's see the prices here. Look, a glass of champagne is 20 euro, Prosecco is 14 euro. It's not cheap, but manageable. And a croquet monsieur with truffle is 29 euro. That's a normal price, like in Paris. No, there it'd be around 30 euro. Mini sardines, 23 euro. I'm satisfied, I'm pleasantly surprised. In the end, I paid 47 euro because the waiter said he forgot to add the 2 chocolate rolls to the bill. So, 47 euro total. What's great about these places is that even though most customers are clearly wealthier than us, better dressed, not those 2 guys who just walked by, most guests look much more elegant, that's clear. But the staff doesn't make you feel inferior, and I appreciate that. It's past 3 a.m. Let's head to our hotel just steps away. You know I love cities, and Monaco fascinates me. The Christmas decor feels odd in this warm weather. Friends, I feel like I'm in Valencia, seeing oranges on trees in the city. Or are they tangerines? I'm not sure. And this is our hotel. The 3-star Novotel Monte Carlo. It's in a strategic location. You might wonder why I'm filming a 3-star Novotel. Especially since I often say I rarely film Accor hotels, as they're quite boring. Well, let me explain. With a 400 euro nightly budget, I could stay at a nice 4-star hotel. 4 stars, but the room would be tiny. My other option was a suite here. I was tempted by the room size, apartment, terrace, view, and pool. So I'll overlook the 3-star rating, though it's surprising. Novotels like Mercury are usually 4-star. This one's only 3-star. We'll see. I paid here through All right, so I hope I'll be happy here. Let's see, I emailed the hotel asking if I could park here in the morning, way before check-in. They said no problem, so we've already parked. The receptionist is checking if our apartment's ready. It's 20 past 3, it should be. So, how'd it go? Our apartment isn't ready yet. It'll be ready around 4 p.m. What do you think? Did Baldy make a scene? No, I was offered an alternative. To stay in a similar apartment now, but without a terrace. I said no, I want a terrace view of Monaco, of Monte Carlo. So the receptionist then automatically offered us 2 drinks at the bar. And there's one more nice thing, or 2 nice things actually. Despite our room not being ready, car charging is free or included, which is great. Parking here costs 29 euro, but since our room isn't ready, they're waiving the 29 euro parking fee as compensation, which is nice. Take a look at Mira. Look at our pastis given as compensation with parking. One thing amazes me though. First, I'm amazed how much pastis we drink in South France and Monaco. Second, this pool is available to guests now in December. It's not a prop or backdrop. If I put on swimwear now, I wouldn't film it, but I could jump in, swim, then go straight to my room if it's ready. That's amazing. The pool isn't heated, but it's great to use this in December. It's not hot here, of course. I'm comfortable in this light jacket and shirt, but soon I'll be cold as it's cooling down. Late afternoon, around lunchtime, unzipped jacket, t-shirt's fine. After lunch, not so much. Anyway, it's much better weather than back home. Called my wife, it's near 0 there. For context, though, this video's out in late December. I'm here in early December, the 5th. I've been told twice that the weather here in late December is very similar to now. It only starts getting colder around February. Our room should be ready in 5 minutes. So let's check it out. So what does our apartment with a view look like? Well, it seems small. The balcony faces the wrong way. It should have overlooked Monte Carlo. There's the bedroom. I asked for an extra bed because we don't want to share a double bed. Definitely not. If it wasn't ready, we'd still have time to spare. So what do we have here? This is the bedroom. I've turned on the lights. There's a huge bathroom with a tub, shower, and toilet. It's a suite, so there might be another toilet. That's a closet. Some doors here. Yeah, so we each have our own bathroom, which is great. I've already mentioned that here. We're paying just over 10,000 CZK with breakfast, and it has free cancellation for 2 people. But I'm curious about peak season prices, as 4 can sleep here. Yeah, 2 here and 2 more there. Now the question is, it's December now, so in summer it'll likely be pricier. We need to check the cost, because like staying for 100 euro per person here in Monaco. With this view, well friends, I promised a harbor view. Maybe if we had that balcony, we'd see the harbor, but we see it through the opposite balcony. If we were a floor up and had that room with the balcony, the view might be better. I'd be a bit happier, but still, I'm thrilled. I'm really excited. The booking photos look like this. Well, they're misleading on purpose. Look, this is nicer than what we have, but I'm not complaining. I see the sea. Yeah, can't keep grumbling, right? I'd like to mention the receptionist's approach because I've had times when a room wasn't ready. Once I made a scene, but it was about the attitude. The receptionist here barely apologized, but he automatically said, "Look, you get free drinks and parking. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'd be an idiot if I said no. I want it now. Do the impossible. The guy did his best, but when the receptionist doesn't even say, hey, have a seat, grab a drink, it'll be fine, and just says no, that's the difference. It was at some hotel in Smichov. Mira, we need to check if this extra bed is ready. I hope you don't mind, but I won't sleep with you in the double bed. Let's just check it out. Yeah, it's fine. It's normal. Look, the only thing missing is a pillow, but I'll grab one from the main bed. It's clean here. I hope the sheet's clean. There's a blanket. This is where I'll sleep. What do we have here? We've got an espresso machine for capsules, a kettle, cups, capsules, of course. There might be a minibar in this drawer. Doesn't look stocked, does it? Hey, it's quite modest. Maybe 2 Cokes and 2 Sprites are included in the price. You know what our kids would do if we brought them here? They'd run around in circles because that's what they love most in a room with 2 open sides. It'd look something like this. But about 3 times faster. I'll show you this room in a bit. Meanwhile, check out our lunch. We're steps from the casino at Brasserie Flashman. It's lunchtime, and I'm surprised by the reasonable prices, given we're so close to one of Monaco's hot spots. Speaking of prices, penne with pesto is 16 euro, bolognese 19 euro. Great deals here. Fish dishes, grilled fish, 25 euros. I'd say the prices are perfectly okay. We ordered pasta, we have parmesan here, we got some cover. These are such lovely baguettes that I have to taste them, otherwise inside they were full. So they sat us outside, and here outside was the last table. They do it so well. You can't even buy such good pastries in the Czech Republic. We are practically on the Uzur coast, so pastis is a must. Cheers to peace we saved on water, because you always get a jug of water with pastis. Water, although in France you often get a jug of water, even if you don't order pastis. But of course to eat, I drink pastis by always diluting it a little for the first strong sip and adding a little water for each subsequent sip. At the end it's more like a slightly alcoholic lemonade. We already have food here, it was quite fast. What do you mean quite? It was very fast. I don't expect it to be gourmet. Experience-wise, I think this is a great way to eat normal food in Monaco, Monte Carlo for a reasonable price. It's Genoese pesto, so I expect there'll be pistachios in it too. It's okay. It's pretty good, but as I said, it's not a gourmet experience. Believe it or not, we paid 44 euro here for 2 main dishes and 2 pasties. The waiter was incredibly nice. Mira insisted we leave at least a 10 euro tip, so we did. I'm thrilled and satisfied. Now let's inspect the room. We'll start with the master bedroom's blackout curtains. For a 3-star hotel, it's amazing. The headboard isn't fabric, but it looks great. No bedspread or decorative pillows. Now, my room, I'm struggling to close this gap in the curtains. So, what about the sofa? Just some random thing. Well, nice touch. I may have overpraised it. There's some chocolate or, something here. Not many textile surfaces, which is good. You know what's divine? The lighting. I've fallen in love with this room's design. The color and light combo is just absolutely amazing. This bathroom is incredible too. We've got shaving stuff, a toothbrush, even a swim cap if you fancy a bath. The shower has a main head, but check this out. It's not great. I wouldn't put my head under it. But there's also a regular shower head. It's all nicely lit. Mirrors, 2 sinks. Not impressed. No bedside outlets, just USB-A ports. I barely have those cables now. Maybe one somewhere. Let's check the living area where I'll sleep. Here's a safe. The furniture's seen better days. As for internet speed, no complaints. Look, 114 down to just under 80. No dedicated desk, but a dining table that'll work fine for work. TV lacks streaming apps, but you can cast your device via QR code to the Chromecast. Before using the bathroom, let's UV check it. Something here. This wall doesn't look particularly clean or well scrubbed. Dust shows it hasn't been cleaned in a while. The mattress on this queen bed is about 19 centimeters thick. Seems fair enough. I should mention that Monaco, like France or Italy, isn't part of the Hotel Stars Union, but this 3-star room has 18 centimeters mattresses. It doesn't feel like a 3-star to me. I had a thought, but it's just a theory. As I said, Novotels are all over Europe. It's possible Monaco has stricter ratings, so Novotel couldn't get 4 stars here. That might explain why it's only 3 stars, even though I find it absolutely amazing. High mattress, 24/7 reception, parking for €29, free charging, fast internet, minibar, restaurant, sea view. I know the view doesn't affect the star rating. But overall, my impression of the hotel is very positive. It seems the bedroom has a modern TV. The remote is clean, but there's some hotel firmware, meaning even if there were extra functions, we can't use them. The TV controls are the same here. You see, it's 59 degrees Fahrenheit. If these buildings weren't here, we'd probably see the casino, but interestingly, guests on the other side of this building don't see Monaco anymore. They see France, which has a bedbug problem. So let's thoroughly check what and who we'll be sleeping with. I just remembered posters from high school bulletin boards about who you sleep with. Being a virgin until 20, I had a precise overview. So let's check it out here. Jesus, let's check the mattress. Mine's thinner, of course. It looks clean with a protective layer. Seems good to me. I'll check thoroughly and let you know. Now, let's look at this mattress. Geez, though Accor Hotels is French, not American. They have one big mattress, right? 2 beds joined, looks clean. There's a topper on the double bed and under it. Good, fine. I'll take you out now, but first I wanted to show you the robes and slippers. Now let's go out. Monaco's not big, so let's explore this microstate's evening buzz. I hate to repeat, but the Christmas vibe doesn't fit Monaco in southern France. But you can tell they celebrate. It's quite nice. I love how Monaco's tiered. Walking through town, you get these stunning views. Yeah, I could stay here longer. A month, year, 2, 3, maybe for retirement. It's breathtaking, so breathtaking that I was speechless for a moment. That says a lot. If something appeals to me, it's this lifestyle. Everything Monaco represents is an unattainable dream for me. You know what's really cool here? Whenever you go for a walk, you run into this red and white track border. Not only do buses run here now, but they also hold Formula One races, the Monaco Grand Prix. I drove part of that circuit in an electric car. Well, I tried to drive it in a Tesla. The Monaco Grand Prix is the shortest circuit in the entire Formula One series, measuring about 3 kilometers. If you follow Formula One, you'll definitely recognize this road and this turn. That's Vancho. See, here's the hatching. Amazing, because the track is quite narrow and has a complex profile. It's not easy to overtake here. Pre-race prep takes 6 weeks. Building stands, sealing drains. After the race, it takes 3 more weeks to tear down stands and unseal drains. But we're in the wrong tunnel. It's easy to get mixed up here, and let's find the right one. It's also the slowest circuit, as you can't go as fast here as in Monza or Silverstone. We're entering the slowest part of the track, around the casino. While F1 cars crawl at 27 kilometers per h, at Casino they can hit 290 kilometers per h in this tunnel. I just hope we're in the right tunnel. They always exit here and face a big change in lighting conditions. The light suddenly hits their eyes. They try to adjust because they're exiting really fast. Yes, we're on track. There's the striping. Yes, yes, red and white. Now, if we were driving a Formula One car, we wouldn't have this guy here. We'd be heading to the harbor. Well, I'm enjoying this, friends. I'm in 7th heaven. I love this. It's in my childhood. Dad and I watched it. So yeah. By the way, Formula One has been racing here in Monaco since, let's see, we could try to digress, since 1950. I just read a recent report from November this year that a contract was signed extending the partnership between Monaco and the series organizer. The contract was extended until 2031, so at least 7 more years, and I think it'll be much longer that we'll watch Formula One cars here in Monaco. You always see billionaires on yachts watching, right? So that's the Monaco Grand Prix. That was Formula One. Now we're going to a store, but not just any store. I think many of you who've visited Monaco have undoubtedly been to this supermarket. So here we are, we're at the port, and this Carrefour, friends, is open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Those of you who know Monaco, you know Carrefour. This has always been Casino Supermarch. And you're right. When I read in May that the supermarket was closing, I felt quite sad, really. The news reported that the Casino supermarket chain was facing financial troubles and closing its iconic Monaco location. Luckily, Carrefour soon took over the store, so we can still shop and check out the prices here in Monaco. It's fantastic that this amazing bakery and pastry shop has remained here too. Oh, this is a sight to behold, friends. It's truly a delight to see. An eclair for 2.50 comma, that's a great price. Canellas for 1.20 comma, and a cake with pistachio cream and Nutella. Folks, this is simply paradise. Now we're inside Carrefour. Let's go downstairs where they have drinks. I think it's great to know about this place because you can buy this water here anytime for just 21 cents. A whole pack for €30? No way, that's a win. I'm no big spender, but I don't always need to shell out 3, 4 euros at a restaurant when I'm thirsty, you know? Check out these beers. They've got Monaco beer, Monte Carlo beer for 3.35. That's pricey, but hey, Peroni for 2 euro? That's not bad. Still, beers aren't cheap here, and no Czech beers at all. You've had Prime? Unfortunately, yes, it's pretty awful. How about juices? 2.65, 2.50, just under 2 euro. And you can grab a cool souvenir for 8 euro. Got something for Danielka. Need to pick for Hugo. Moved up, look, 3 euro stuff. Sandwiches here for 2.50, 3 euro for some. They come in packs of 3, right? Look, this one's 3.50. 8 seems amazing. This one's 2.60, and then there's the burning question in Czechia. How much is butter in Monaco? Let's see. Some regular stuff for 2.20, how much? 4 kilos. But they didn't want regular, but if you prefer organic butter, this half-salted one is 3.15, about 75 CZK. Well, so those are the butter prices here. April is quite pricey here. A litre for 25.50 cents. 12 organic eggs for 7.50, that's nearly 200. But they have cheaper eggs, I see. Yes, they have 6 eggs for 2.15, then a salad bar, just under 2 euro for 100 G. You can mix as you like. I see cheeses, cold cuts, chicken, veggies, croutons, anything. Look, Pringles cheaper than back home, 2.17. I can never resist Lay's chips. Man shows you a 24/7 supermarket, films prices, and spends 40 euro. Crazy. Besides food prices, I promise property costs. Here's a nice rental, 4,500 euro monthly, no joke, really 4,500 euro monthly plus utilities. Right next to it in English, yes, really, 4 rooms, 336 square meters, 2 parking spots, and harbor view. But I assume most of my viewers don't want living in a rental. You'd probably prefer to buy something here instead. Almost 14 million, yeah, but euros, not crowns. I was thinking, for the price of a studio in Cernac, you'd barely get a villa here, times 25. And it's just an apartment in the villa, not the whole villa. 3 bedrooms, shared pool, concierge, 255 SQM garden, 2 parking spots. Here's one for 18 million euros, which makes more sense. It's got 5 rooms, 3 bedrooms, an office, sea view, terrace, 2 parking spots. Less than 18 million euros. Wow, I've already got a gift for Hugo too, a magnetic target for bottle caps. So where to next, friends? There was supposed to be a cut to my face with the casino behind me, but I realized I'm carrying this shopping and should probably drop it off at the hotel first. I'm currently in a public. Because Monaco is so tiered, you can sometimes use elevators to get around. Public elevators, to be precise. This elevator ride just saved me about 9 minutes of walking. There are lots of elevators here. If you're not good with directions, you might get lost using them. I wanted to use Uber, but it's not available here. Last time I took a taxi abroad, I got robbed, so I'd rather walk. Now the casino. First, check out this amazing Christmas video mapping. It's flawless. Actually, everything here is flawless. It's absolutely breathtaking. I could easily spend an hour here admiring the park carousel and these lights. That's the video mapping projected on the casino building. Although I once spent Christmas in a warm place where we decorated an actual palm tree. It's not quite the same. Czech Christmas is unique. Though I'm glad to be here, I'd rather be home with family on Christmas Eve in Karlovy Vary, maybe with snow by the tree. When you're watching this, Christmas will be over, but as I'm filming, I'm still looking forward to it. Just realized I haven't got my wife a gift yet. You can visit Monte Carlo Casino without intending to gamble. There's a dress code, no shorts, sneakers, or sweats. I was unsure about my outfit, but the doorman said it's fine. So it's not too strict. Even a guy from Karlovy Vary can get in. As someone like me, I'm a bit worried we can't film inside. We'll ask about that. They're very nice and allow filming in certain spots, like here. Muka Messi, friends, this foyer is absolutely stunning. An amazing, beautiful entrance hall. I've got lots of info about this building, but maybe later. Now I want to savor it. I'll tell you more later, and please enjoy it yourselves. Join me. I bought a 19 € ticket. They asked for ID and gave me a 10 € game voucher, so even if I didn't want to, I'll have to play. It's a bit annoying we can't film inside. Yeah, photos and videos are banned because we're entering the actual casino. I thought it was a tour or something, but no, I'm really going into the casino. I had an idea, but I'll tell you when I'm out. Once outside, I must say I've never seen a building with more stunning interiors. It was truly an experience just being there. I felt a bit out of place, as the gentlemen at the roulette table were in tuxedos with bow ties. What surprised me was the lack of visitors. There were only a few players. I thought there'd be more of us common folk just looking around. But I played, had to really. Got a 10 € voucher for slot machines. I don't know how to play these. Never did when I was a taxi driver. All the other cabbies played, but I never got it. Even now, I had no clue what was happening. 3 bars popped up and, well, I don't know. In the end, I was left with nothing, so I just left. And now let's finally discuss how important the casino in Monte Carlo is for Monaco and how closely the opening of the casino is tied to Monaco's economic development. The revolutionary year of 1848 brought changes to Europe, and Monaco lost 95% of its territory, a staggering 95%. Prior to this, Monaco had been dependent on one of the lost cities is Menton. Monaco lost Menton and its surroundings. By the way, I'd love to film in Menton someday, as I find it to be an amazing and undiscovered place for Czechs. How did Prince Charles I of Monaco react to this? Well, he established a spa here and wanted to kickstart tourism in Monaco. A brilliant idea, but an even better one was opening a casino here. This happened less than 10 years later, and the casino became a main source of Monaco's economy. This was a masterstroke. Imagine they lost nearly their entire country, but 150 years later, they're one of the richest nations. The casino played a huge role in that. To this day, the casino is a vital income source for the local economy, accounting for up to 4% of revenue. Since the casino's opening, one crucial rule has been in place. Locals are not allowed to gamble there. However, most employees, especially croupiers, are locals. I read somewhere that they are exclusively locals, but upon verifying this information, it seems they are predominantly locals. Speaking of Monacans, less than 40,000 of them live here in an area under 2 square kilometers, making Monaco a country of Z. Monaco has the second highest population density worldwide. Although it's a third country for the EU, they use euros here. The Monegasque economy is closely tied to France, which surrounds us. Interestingly, the cuisine here is more Italian influenced. We're about 10 to 15 kilometers from Italy as the crow flies. Another interesting fact we'll cover later is about Monaco's defense. Friends, we're back at Café de Paris and I've treated myself to champagne. When you play at the Monte Carlo Casino, champagne is a must. Friends, I feel like I have it all. A wonderful family, living in a city I love, a job I enjoy, the ability to travel. Everything's just amazing and anything more would be superfluous. But if I could wish for something frivolous, just indulge in some nonsense, something that doesn't make sense anymore, it's this, all of this here. I don't mean just staying one night if I want to. I can afford it today. By the way, we could shoot a video here sometime. Definitely we'll film in this hotel. I mean, for it to feel normal to me, it's like an unfulfilled dream, but not important. Don't think I yearn for it. I'm happy, mainly for my family. That's my everything. But drinking champagne in Monte Carlo, staying here, having a porter open my car door, that's the extra I wouldn't mind. I have many rich friends who all say it's nonsense, that I just think I want it. All wealthy people say the same. One is rich. You know, being able to go shopping for groceries, electronics or clothes without checking prices and buying whatever you want without worrying about rent. Sure, from that perspective, I guess I'm rich. But who doesn't want more, right? So if I have a secret, embarrassing dream, maybe I'm a bit ashamed to admit it, but it's this, having it all. Everyone who's loaded will tell you, nah, that won't bring you happiness. But I can't judge because I've never experienced it. I've never crossed that threshold. Look, if any of my viewers are wealthy enough for this to be their norm, please comment and let me know if it gives you a sense of being special or adds some spice to life. Or is it really true that once you cross that line where you don't need to look at price tags anymore, everything else becomes trivial and doesn't bring you joy? I'm genuinely curious about this, folks. Cheers. Now for dinner, I noticed Uber Eats doesn't operate here, nor does Foodora or Jidlo Nos. Even Bolt Food isn't available. There's some Eat in Monaco service, plus most places have their own delivery. At the casino, I saw a restaurant and managed to snap a photo of their menu. The prices are quite reasonable, though the picture's a bit blurry. Gnocchi for 24 euros, octopus for 28 euros. Those are decent prices, friends. Since we spent all our money on champagne earlier, we had to go to a regular place, more like an Italian bistro near our hotel. We paid 42 euros for all this. I'm really curious how these albondigas will taste. This Italian bistro is called Cook's, just steps from our hotel and has great reviews. The meatball is excellent. We're back at the hotel in Monte Carlo. By the way, I'm filming most of this video in the Monte Carlo district. I completely overlooked the Oceanographic Museum and the Prince's Palace. That's so I can return to Monaco and film a second part here. So please subscribe. And I'll just mention that Monaco has 9 districts, with Monte Carlo being the largest. I'll also note that the official language here is French. If you're a Monaco citizen, you don't pay personal income tax. Corporate tax is 25%, but no personal income tax makes Monaco a bit of a tax haven. Remember I said Monaco's economy is linked to France's and France defends Monaco? Well, this point is extremely important for our story.